about the Utah game and all that stuff, the Final Four, and I never really had a chance to talk about it. And I'm not going to get into details with it, but just to let the Carolina family that watching this know that I felt like I was let down, and thankfully, Coach Smith was there for me and my teammates. And I never really had a chance to thank you, Antoine, Vince, Ademola, Brendan, for kind of stepping up on my behalf. And, here you go. Because I felt, and that thing kind of, to this day, you can see that I'm getting emotional when I talk about it because I don't like injustice.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people are victim of it and they don't have a pillow to lay their head on because they just feel abandoned. And I felt like, I had a family that supported me, because if you guys were not there for me, I don't think if I would be sitting here today, knowing that the school was like, put a, pretty much asking you guys not to speak about it. And Coach Smith, all that. So it was difficult because it took me literally 10 years. Because I remember you and I was working in Chapel Hill on Franklin Street one time. And I don't know if you may recall this. We walk across a lady and her kid. And her kid wanted an autograph. And the lady told the kid, nah, ask Mr. Williams. Don't ask Mr. N'Diaye because he's a troublemaker. And you didn't want to sign the autograph because you told the lady, I'm not signing this because this guy, you don't know him. You don't know what he did for the university. And then you're going to sit here judging him off what someone else said. Just to tell you how like crazy things can just shift, And I recall also, even with Twan, people always would say stuff crazy about me and Twan would always be like, yeah, I just don't know him, man. I need to stop talking about him because you don't know him. And it's so easy, in today's society to just kind of paint someone in a different color than what he really is. And people don't really take the time to kind of get the facts and, know what's going on. Everybody's so in a hurry to judge someone. And when it's time to like, give someone the flowers like we talked about earlier, a lot of people, they rather let the flower die in their garage than give it to the person who deserves it. So for that, I'm forever grateful to you guys because I know if you guys were not there, I don't think I would be sitting here today again, and doing what I'm doing. So thank you.
Well, the one thing that is, and I think that's why you and I are so close, is that we have morals and we stand for something, principles. And that situation that happened was extremely unfortunate. And it left a sour taste. Like if it leaves a sour taste in your mouth, it leaves a sour taste in my mouth.
Definitely.
And the one thing that people was not going to be able to do is dictate what we knew to be true. Regardless of the influence that they had or what they could say to the media, we just wasn't going to allow something to be perpetuated that was not true. And it was most definitely important for me because I know you. I'm like you, me and you, we probably the only two that go back and forth. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like go back and forth, but we understand it's from a place of love and perspective. And a lot of times we see what it is. And so, that whole encounter, man, that whole encounter was difficult. And it was difficult because how it did you, how it made you feel in the perception. And it just shows today that, like you said, the injustice, the discrimination, systematic oppression,
Mm-hmm.
But what it showed more importantly is like you look at it today, like the truth came out.
Yeah.
The truth came out. And truth be told, the dude that said it, or however that situation went, really not a bad guy.
No.
Not a bad guy. You know,
You
just
know what, Shaman?
this
I'm
might
gonna
have been
say
just
this.
the situation. It might have just been the situation because, I mean,
I'm gonna say this. I ran into him. I
right.
ran into Britton Johnsen last year in Salt Lake City,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm doing a game, and he was working with the Jazz, and I'm sitting on the sideline, just watching guys warm up and stuff, and I see this little kid running around with red hair. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
it's funny. I'm in Utah. There's a kid with red hair. That took me right back to that place.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm sitting there wandering and stuff, I get a tap in the shoulder. And I turn around, that was Britton Johnsen. And he just kind of look at me, and I just kind of look at him. And everything that came out of me, I never thought of it like I was going to feel that way when I see the guy, man. I was like, when I see this dude, it's going to be on, you know. But
Right.
then I seen him, and I had this calming force in me. I was just relaxed. And he said to me, man, I've been looking for you. I've been waiting for this moment for 20 years. He said, I'm really sorry because you step up and made the situation right, and I never really spoke about it. And like, Shaman, like I was crying when he said that because it was just my redemption. I'm
Right.
like, you know what? Finally, this is over. I can I can close this chapter now.
Right.
Because until that point, I will always be like, it will always kind of, especially when you come to Chapel Hill, people point at you and, and this is supposed to be your home.
Right.
You come in and people have prejudgment, and you feel like, you know what, what is it? What am I doing here, But again, when that happened, I was like so happy. Because after the game, I flew to Oklahoma City that night. Man, I'm telling you, like I just sat there, I was crying like a baby, literally, just because it seems like everything just came out,
Mm-hmm.
And to think about it, man, if, like I said, if you guys were not there for support and the brotherhood, the friendship, and just knowing what you guys knew and not being able to voice it. And I know it was frustrating at times because, I'll talk to Ed Gareth, and even though Ed was not there with us, but Ed is one of my closest guys, and people will always say that, yeah, man, that knucklehead, or Makhtar this, Makhtar that. And I know at some point it was frustrating to you guys because it felt like you always had to defend me,
No. No.
I know I would have been like, you know what,
No.
forget
Well,
it.
no, man, because people that know me, they know that you can't talk about Makhtar. If you say something bad about him, you say something bad about me. So to truth be told, I've probably maybe that lady on Franklin Street.
Yeah, she did.
Maybe she got the word out. You know what I mean? Maybe she got the word out. But man, that was a situation, man, and it's grown. Now you've grown past it. We've all grown past it.
No, definitely.
And look at you today. You know what I mean? Look at you today, man. A scout for the New York. Well, first and foremost, the first Senegalese basketball player to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, that's history. You know what I mean? Now you look, you the scout for the for the NBA for the Knicks. You're the commissioner of your country's national team. Like, come on, man. Like, I mean, really, Coach
blessed,
Smith.
man.
Really, Coach Smith was setting you up
for
the point in time when you did meet Britton.
No, I mean, look, I'm blessed. I'm beyond blessed, actually, because, if someone would have told me today I'd be working for the Knicks and I'd be running, the general manager of the Senegalese national team and doing all the stuff I'm doing, right now, I would sign up right away, But
Right.
in life, I guess, you got to go through the journey, and then you got to enjoy the good moment and learn from the bad, And I think
Right.
that's what I'm trying to do still this day,
Yeah.
just trying to be an example to my son, to all the kids in Senegal that have a dream, that want to be me or somebody beyond me, Gorgie Jang, like Shaman Williams, and all those things. So, and I'm just kind of like, I feel like that's my mission, because Coach Smith always said this about life. There are people that are there to break barrier, to break
barriers.
Yeah, exactly. And there are others who just follow,
Right.
And I feel like my mission is, I just got to show, all the time how to do it the right way. Now, I don't get it right all the time, but I'm going to try at least to try to get it right. Larry Brown always say, well, I want my teams to play the right way. And he got that from Coach Smith, And Coach always taught us to try to live the right way. Say thank you, be appreciative. And I think that's kind of like where I'm at right now. At that point, I can hear him talk all the time. But also, I think he taught many of us how to adapt to today's society, to today's reality. Because some of us don't. Some of us still think that Coach Smith's still here, and and all that stuff. They still live that Carolina dream life, But I think many of us kind of realize that, hey, man, the man gave us the keys to the car. Now we have to drive it, So I'm very thankful for that.